Sean McVay and Les Snead made it very clear with the way that they've approached free agency and the draft this year that they want to continue protecting Matthew Stafford in an effort to extend his career in horns. Most importantly, to keep him upright, but also to lean heavily on the run game while dialing up a variety of looks pre and post snap and marrying it all together with the pass attack, and also just to let Matthew Stafford rip the defense's hearts out with his rifle of an arm. Here's 5 ways how they've executed it in the 2023 season and how they're going to continue expanding upon it in 2024 as we wait for Matthew Stafford's extension to come through, which will A, give him more guaranteed money, B, increase his tenure with the Rams, and C, open up some cap space immediately for the 2024 season. Number 1, Mike LaFleur and Mike Munchak were so integral in this offensive scheme evolving to what it is today. Mike LaFleur carried over some, if not all, of the Kyle Shanahan methodologies and successes he had in San Francisco and New York, where he was a first-time play caller. Mike LaFleur had his hand in the overhaul the day he was hired, and Mike Munchak was a consultant for the Rams in 2023, and as a coach, the Rams are looking to rehire again in 2024 as a consultant who helped install this duo scheme and was integral in teaching the offensive line how to execute it at a very, very high level. It's designed to get more physical, vertical double teams at the point of attack, and it worked all so well with the weight, strength, and intelligence that they have inside. And look what they did to bolster it up in preparation for the 2024 season. They signed Jonah Jackson from Detroit. They re-signed Kevin Dotson so that they have continuity at the right guard position. And they moved Steve Avila to center, who started all 17 games at left guard and was about as productive as a rookie could be as a first-year starter, which is the perfect segue into our second point. Number 2, they signed and drafted personnel that can continue executing the duo man gap scheme at an extraordinarily high level. Their zone usage, whether it was split or wide, decreased, but the Rams still leveraged it plenty down the stretch, especially when they were in the pistol formation late in the season. 155 plays with zone usage in 2023, which is about 40% compared to the 228 plays that they ran in duo, which is closer to 60%. So the foundations that Sean McVay implemented back in the 2017 season aren't entirely gone, but they've clearly had a mentality shift and a physicality aspect that the Rams want to implement in the trenches. They were killing defenses with this duo concept with a rushing success rate of 56%. And for comparison's sakes, the league average rushing success rate on all concepts in the 2023 season was just about 35%. So they were far and above that total. The Jonah Jackson signing and the re-signing of Kevin Dotson suggests that that's just going to continue. Jonah Jackson excels in both duo and zone and is pretty good in pass pro as he's only allowed 11 sacks so far in his career. And the Kevin Dotson re-signing, as they re-signed him to a 3-year, $48 million deal, was highly regarded by Mike Munchak and changed the entire temperament of the offensive line in totality with his ability to excel in duo and man, which transitions us to our next point. Number 3, McVay didn't put his quarterback in a pistol formation once from the 2017 to 2022 season, whether it was Jared Goff or Matthew Stafford, until 2023 rolls around. In the 2023 regular season, they used it 96 times on first and second down, the 5th most snaps in the NFL. 69 of those 96 snaps, which is close to 72%, came after the Rams' Week 10 bye. So after Super Bowl 53, I think we all know that Sean McVay was a bit scarred up and his ego was likely deflated. All Rams fans remember the 6-1 front and the too high shell that Bill Belichick implemented and used to clamp the Rams' 2018 offense held them to 3 points in the Super Bowl, aka cover 3 buzz. And McVay couldn't truly come up with a counterpunch for a handful of years with Jared Goff under center. But this duo and man scheme tied together with Sean McVay's deep down the field passing concepts, when you think back to 2021, when Matthew Stafford wasn't empty almost the entire season, as well as putting Matthew Stafford in the pistol, are all answers to a wide variety of defensive looks that teams historically have tried to throw at the Rams in effort to slow down their high-powered offense. Number 4, the passing game has been simplified with short speed motion, aka cheetah motion, and was married with a very, very successful rushing attack. We all know that Sean McVay loves motion. He used it at a higher frequency than any other head coach in the NFL from the 2017 to 2018 seasons. the Rams have at times been able to disguise some of their motions with their duo concepts using their basic motion rules. They've sent tight end Tyler Higbee in motion, often from a simple pre-snap look on the backside of the formation to a pre or at-snap escort style motion to the front side. And this can sometimes look like a sift block or a power concept or a blast. And it's exactly the reason why Tyler Higbee is still on the roster. He loves physicality and is one of the longest tenured Rams on the roster. You hear Rob Havenstein talk all about how he's a psycho, how he's insane, and how he loves contact. And that's the reason why I feel like Tyler Higbee is still around. The pass attack was far less predictable once Sean McVay married everything together again. You saw it with Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua gained 394 total yards in 2023 after being used in a shift or motion during the regular season, which was the second most in the NFL. We all saw how much Puka Nacua was doing pre-snap this past season. And a lot of the time, wide receivers are bunched in these pre-snap looks. So these varieties of short motions gives receivers like Demarcus Robinson and Cooper Kupp free inside releases. If they stayed bunched without implementing any motion, you'd see a lot more of the X and the F receivers, who are Demarcus Robinson and Cooper Kupp, having to deal with inside defenders and fight through traffic. But we know Sean McVay likes to space out the defense and use every single inch of the field to keep defenders constantly guessing. Number 5, the Blake Corm draft pick. Yeah, it was a bit controversial. They took him in the 3rd round after drafting Darrell Henderson and Cam Akers in similar spots over the years. But when Kyren Williams was on the field in 2023, the Rams had the number 1 ranked 52nd% offensive success rate, which measures the percentage of plays in which an offense gains 50% or more of needed yards on 1st or 2nd down and records a 1st down on 3rd or 4th down. So in coaching terms, you could refer to this as staying ahead of the sticks. Kyren Williams went over 100 yards in 3 straight games down the stretch, and it was the first time in Matthew Stafford's career that had ever happened, and I believe he's going into year 16. When Kyren Williams was out this season, the Rams' success rate dropped to just 39.9%, which ranked number 30th overall. So a massive, massive drop-off from number 1 to number 30. They drafted Blake Corum so that this drop-off wouldn't occur at all in the 2024 season. Blake Corum is a really, really effective player in both zone and gap schemes in the run game as a one-cut downhill quickness back and explosive short area burst. He has experience in a pro-style system under Harbaugh at Michigan, where he scored a school record of 27 touchdowns in a single season. And this, to me, was a really, really smart draft pick. And if you don't like it, then you aren't deep enough into the numbers to understand why this needed to happen for the Rams' offense to continue their success in 2024 and beyond. And all of these 5 reasons is why Matthew Stafford is going to be extended and why I feel like the Rams' offense is going to be really, really difficult to stop again in the 2024 season.